Hello and welcome back to What's Hot. I'm Lovedale.
And I'm Manuel Myers.
And I'm Kendrick.
And we're going straight into our trending segment. This is the segment where we dice up some really interesting trending topics that have been in social media or in the media in general, and we just get our thoughts and feelings on it. So I've got some interesting ones for you today. We're going to be talking coronavirus. Now, I know everyone's a bit nervous about coronavirus. It's not just a national issue, it's an international issue, right? So we've got thousands of confirmed cases, and over 700 people have unfortunately passed away from this. So it's quite a serious issue.
Yes, it is.
But the area I want to go into is there's a viral video going around of an Asian woman. We don't know if she's from China, she could be from anywhere, but she's an Asian woman on the train. And the people around have some really interesting kind of reactions. I want you to check this out and get your thoughts, yeah? Let's have a look. Guys.
Absolutely shocking.
Right.
That behaviour is disgusting, to be honest.
That kind of boils my blood, man.
Yeah.
Like, as much I know this coronavirus is serious, like it's on Ebola level, but even Ebola, nobody. I mean, there was too many black people for you to be going around doing this. Come on, like it is despicable that people can just isolate someone like that, because she's just there minding her business, scrolling through Instagram, just enjoying her life.
And the ignorant levels, just because she's from a certain culture or a certain diaspora, it doesn't mean that she's associated with the actual virus. And apparently it's a family of viruses, just that this one is just sort of
it's
like
a new
recently.
strain. It's a new strain. But the thing with this is that the girl could be from London, born and raised, never been to China in her life.
In her life.
What kind of ignorance?
Honestly.
Do you know what I mean? Like, oh, I see an Asian. Oh, she must be from China, from Wuhan, and she must be infected.
And that's where the epicenter of this whole sort of new outbreak of this is. It's from Wuhan, and not every Chinese person is from Wuhan.
Exactly.
Precisely.
Exactly. So even in that sense, and then there's a case of in Wuhan, there's been people from all over the world that, you know, you've had confirmed cases in the UK, you've had confirmed cases in the US. Actually, one person has actually passed away from the US. That was very recent from it. But if we're going to act like this, let's cover our mouths in front of everybody, because anyone could have just come back from there. Do you
understand what I'm saying? It's a bit, as I'm saying, like where we are right now as a society, I feel like the way how the reactions as per se, and I feel like it's just blatant. It's just, there wasn't nothing subtle about it. You know what I mean? You can, if you felt some type of way about it, you can, there are options and there are alternatives that you can do.
But I feel like that shouldn't have even been in your, that's to me again, it's racial. It shouldn't have.
It is even been a thing.
Do you understand? Because if you were genuinely scared about, someone that's really scared about this coronavirus, you'd be walking around with something covering your mouth all the time, because you're just scared.
Absolutely.
Now you've covered your mouth because you've seen someone that's Asian sitting across from you. They're lucky that the lady isn't bad mind like some people that would just call you out on your rubbish. But here's an interesting
or just start coughing up everywhere.
Just be petty in it, yes. You know
just get everyone to clear that room.
Sneeze, everything. But this is the interesting thing, right? The flu virus kills between 250,000 to 500,000 every single year, right?
Okay.
That's a massive number. That's ordinary flu virus.
Yeah.
So clearly when it comes to from October right through to February or March, we should all be covering our mouths.
Definitely.
Literally, because I fully agree with you.
Only 700 are dead from corona. 250,000 to 500,000 every single year. We don't do that. We don't cover up our mouth from flu.
I think it's definitely because of how the virus has been perceived in the media. Like it's the way it's come about. Like you said, coronavirus is a family of viruses. Like when it first came about, I was like, coronavirus, this has been here for time. I've seen it on Dettol. I've seen it on Dettol. Dettol said it protects you against coronavirus. I've been bathing with that for 3 weeks. But like, it's how the media have put it out. Like, oh, it's the same way they did with swine flu and Ebola.
Yeah. It's a distraction.
And it was like a huge major thing. And I'm not taking away from the fact that it is, but in terms of how widespread it is, it's not to the point where we should be, oh my days, I'm going to catch
and that's
coronavirus.
Actually protect you anyway, just so that people know and people are not further ignorant. Just covering yourself with like a little, it's not enough to protect you from the virus anyway.
Exactly, but why are people moving like this is the plague or something? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, it is kind of scary, but my thing is that, like I said, over here, we've only had 2 confirmed. It's not an issue of national security.
I think what needs to be done. I think back in the day, you know, we had a catch it, bin it, kill it with the swine flu. We need someone
There's a
to
video
do
out. There is, yes.
or catch it, bin it, kill it with
Yes.
coronavirus.
So that's what I was going to say. Rather
okay.
than making it specific to a specific nation and making it centered around China, just that image, that video I saw on Twitter needs to just be more widespread. Of, you know, it just tells you, make sure you wash your hands, make sure just what you would do normally with cold and flu. But we're going to move on, right? Yes. So my next one, this is going to make your blood boil. Right, there's a teenager, 18, Deandre Arnold, and he's from a Texas high school.
Okay.
He has been banned from graduation and he's been suspended until he cuts his dreads. Right? So I'll give you a bit more information. This high school has had this policy for time. It's not a new policy, but only 3% of the students are black. This particular student, his father is from Trinidad, so we know
so
it's a cultural thing, right? But guys, when I heard this, I'm like, are you kidding me? Racial.
It's not that's not an incident that just happens within the US. There was a similar instance in the UK in I think a Fulham boys' school where a child was admitted in year 7. Within like 3 weeks, he had been suspended. Yeah. He had been suspended with the teacher isolating him, being with the whole school putting him in isolation to get him to cut his dreads. And it's the worst thing about this is, like, him being within the school, it had been a long-standing rule with. What was his name again? Jackazy. Nice name. With Jackazy, they had opportunities to let the mother know, okay, that this is our school policy. We don't accept this. Which again, I think, like I said, it's racial because you're not respecting someone's culture. You're not being respectful. You as a school cannot say that you are inclusive or in any way a family if you are isolating people because of their hairstyles, which for him is cultural. And it's
also religious. It's a bit spiritual. It's a belief because Rastafarian is a big movement.
Very much so, and it applies to black women as well. Like I've heard of schools where they don't allow braids, but it's a protective hairstyle.
Thank you. Then you've got the cornrow issues as well. So cornrows are very similar to dreads.
So it's seen as unprofessional. Like, it's interesting you brought that up. For me, when I was in corporate, when I was in management, I never would have big hair. I would never have like curls, nothing like that. I literally definitely, and even when I think about it now, I kind of cringe at the thought of it. It's like, I love doing braids and things like that. I didn't do any of that. It was straight hairstyles. I remember before I got into management in the same company, I remember going into work with like big hair. Yeah. And then like maybe a week or so later, then I had like straightened. I had a weave, I think it was. I had straight hair. And I remember he was my supervisor, I think he was like, oh, this is much better. Oh, this look, no, that's much better.
The absolute liberty.
Do you understand what I'm saying? And it's like it's ignorance as well. You know, looking at the school, regardless of if a school had a policy from before, your policy may have been made before your country became or your area became multicultural.
Very much so.
So again, you're looking at the foundations of it. When you made that rule, you had in mind fine Caucasian hair, if for want of a better word. So that's so when you're saying, okay, it needs to be cut to this level, I think it's off the shoulders their rule is, like off the shoulders and that sort of thing. And he has complied with that and had his hair off the shoulders. He hasn't been just having it
it's been tied up.
Right, so he's tried to comply with their rules. But Muslim women are allowed to wear their hijab.
Thank you.
If you're Sikh, you're allowed to tie up your hair. If you're Jewish, you would be allowed to wear
your kippah.
Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
So for black people, if you know it's cultural,
if it's a religious thing,
religious thing, you should be allowed. It's different if it's like, okay, you've got the girls want to come in with a blue afro, fine. You might be like, this is against school rules, you know. But outside of that, there needs to be some understanding in these institutions of different cultures that are going to be working for you.
Definitely. I think it's not even a lack of understanding, it's just a lack of respect for our culture. It's been that way for ages. That's why we're saying racism is still a thing. And imagine 3% of his school is black. So it's like, that is such a minority for you to be focused. And well, his story went viral, so they helped to, come on. So it's like you can't even progress in life because of your hair. So what about these people with piercings, with all these different, you know, sort of styles, their tattoos? It's like, should you be...
And I think one thing that really, really annoys me is the fact that they kind of these very same things that are forbidden, banned in certain institutions, are glamorized in the media, are glamorized by celebrities. And, you know, you have this thing of cultural appropriation. If it hurts me that it is so easy for someone to walk on a Caucasian woman to walk on the catwalk with braids, and it's seen as something so chic, so
Instead
trendy.
of cultural
Yeah,
appropriation.
yeah, when it is within
when
your
a black man actually
classroom,
does it
is
ghetto, or
untidy.
it's untidy. It's not.
Yes,
It's not appropriate.
The negative connotations to our very existence, that someone's very existence, is like, it's completely unfair and unprecedented.
But you know what the shock factor is in this story? Just quickly, it's like Greg Poole, who's the principal. He says we will not be bullied or intimidated by outside influences. So you've made your mind up.
Yep.
Even though he's had global support because the story went viral.
Has,
He's even had 20,000 in tuition paid by Ellen and Alicia Keys. So at the end of the day, you know, there are still people that are out there that are still supporting us from the ground up. But I feel like from the top down, it's going to be a little bit harder to change the perception because they've never had to sort of live within a community setting as ours.
Well, a real new update on that is local government has started looking into a new law. They have it in California. I don't know the name of the is it
Crown?
Law. Yes. So they're looking into that law, which means you can't discriminate against here. But again, you know, we could talk about this all day, but I think with all these things we've been discussing, it goes back to there needs to be more conversations and people need to listen. For instance, that head teacher needs to listen. Don't just be so stuck in your ways. Listen to the actual conversation.
More proactive action.
It's more proactive. It's not. We're not just complaining. We're not just moaning. There's an issue. Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. But man, interesting stuff, man. I feel my heart like just getting, you know.
What's hot?
What's hot? I'm hot.
This got me hot right now.
My heart is hot.
It's got me hot right now. Thanks for watching, guys. If you really like this episode, like, comment and subscribe on Yanga TV. Join us next week where we're gonna get hot again.